Hey, we mow everywhere we go. Oh my goodness, what an incredible day. It has been a beautiful day today. Getting a run in now. What a pretty day. On Tuesday, I talked to you about our emotions and the way that our emotions can affect us and the way that we mentally process certain scenarios. I talked about the fact that sometimes you go into a situation or a scenario and your emotional response to that is exaggerated. You have anxiety when really there's no need for the anxiety. The situation itself wouldn't cause anxiety. It's just our emotional response. And so when we take the time to really evaluate the situation we're in, maybe we can change that emotional response. And here's where that gets really interesting. When you have an emotional response to a situation that creates anxiety, certain things happen in your physiology. You initiate what we call a fight or flight response, which was very effective and beneficial for the caveman who was trying to get away from a saber-toothed tiger about to eat him. But for us in this time, not such a adaptive response. So when you trigger that fight or flight response with an emotional reaction that creates anxiety, causes your heart rate to increase, causes your breathing rate to increase, it causes your focus to narrow, it causes responses in your body that increases stress hormones like cortisol, for one. Now, what happens over time in those situations, they have a maladaptive effect on your body. For that split instant, when you really need that fight or flight, they're very beneficial. But if we constantly respond to situations with anxiety and let the emotions get the best of us, then our cortisol levels stay high, our heart rate stays high. We have a number of responses that have ill effects on our body. When our cortisol levels stay high for long periods of time, it affects our body's ability to heal. When our heart rate stays elevated, it affects our blood pressure. And so it's just a cascade of issues, and all because we initially perceived a situation that we see as something that would cause us anxiety, when in actuality, if we would just step back, take a breath, evaluate the situation, maybe it's not an appropriate response, and we can lessen those effects that anxiety has on our body. So be aware, understand how you physically and mentally respond to certain situations, and don't let your emotions control your thoughts. Keep your mind open, evaluate, understand, and set your mind on more positive aspects. And let's mow everywhere we go.